Hello, hola y marhaba. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Cobra Dude attempting to paint. Today we have a special model that we're going to be painting, and that is a Thorn Guard Sentinel. This is going to be a very interesting painting project for me, considering, if you didn't already know, I'm a huge Stannis supporter. My whole army is basically Stannis stuff, so having to paint Trader Renly stuff is going to be a little lame. I'm sure it's going to be great. I've also been working on my editing of my videos, as you can see, so I sort of have the hang of it. But remember, thank you again for watching. I really do appreciate it. And so remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much, and you have a great rest of your day.
So, as you already know, I'm a huge Stannis supporter, so having to paint a Renly type model is going to be an interesting one. But watch that these are going to be the best painted models I ever do, because that's just how the world works. And, we want to be hilarious. So the first we're going to do is the green portion, which is going to be the bulk of the model. We're going to use Warp Lightning Green because I like the brightness of it. And also, it's just the perfect green. Because, these are from High Garden, and all that good High Garden goodness is in that green. And I don't, it's a little electric green, but what we're going to do is we're going to tone them down a little bit with a wash to make it look a little bit more, the wrong brush, to make them look a little bit more muted. See if this brush was gonna cooperate a little bit better with me. Please stand by. Ah, yes it does. So yeah, I mean, this is one of those things where, these models are going to be an auto include, I feel, for the Renly faction, when they don't want to put in a lot of heavy, some of the heavy hitters from the Renly box. But I mean, some of the things like this model gives parry, which the every time. So I'm reading from the card. It says when this unit is attacked with melee, for each attack dice roll of 1, the attacker suffers 1 wound. I mean, I could see adding this to the Rose Knights is gonna make their already pretty tanky, I'm not going anywhere, come at me bro style of fighting is just gonna make it even more intense. I really do look forward to seeing people using them and see what they say, because in another video that I'm going to be doing for the Pikeman Captain, that one has Dauntless, which I think it just gives them an extra wound after they pass a morale test. So that would be in a unit of Rose Knights, that would be actually whatchamacallit, give them 2 wounds, 2 wounds. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, that unit's already really overpowered. Just kidding. I don't necessarily subscribe to overpowered or underpowered or whatnot, except for my Chad Knights. Stag Knights, that they need to be significantly nerfed more because they're just so powerful. That's why no one brings them, because it's like unfair, and people just, they don't want to be that guy, But honestly, though, I think we have to see how these are going to play out, and I can't wait till the plague that must not be named um, is finally over, so we can actually have like full scale tournaments. Sorry, because of the fact that these guys need to be I really want to see them stepping out into their own kind of field and just kicking butt and taking names. Um, Again, even though I most likely will never play them and don't intend to start a Renly army, that's actually one of the things that kind of got me a little I'm just gonna say perturbed for this faction was the fact that they had this like dynamic where you had a split house, which I know it makes sense for the IP, and like basically the Baratheons have two armies and two tracks, but like, and they play super differently, right? I mean, Renly players, I feel that Renly, when you work for the Renly faction, or when you are doing the Renly faction, it's a lot more forgiving. It's a lot more forgiving faction. Like, you can make mistakes and still win. Whereas the Stannis faction is a lot less forgiving, and you will pay for all your mistakes because of the things like the dynamics of how they play. So, so here we have the greens. Pretty much all of the green spots are taken up right now. The next we're gonna start with the browns. We're gonna use our favorite brown Wyldwood. But anyway, I think that that's one of the main reasons why these models are gonna, or this is gonna bring some real dynamic, a real dynamic point to our Renly players. I mean, at least in my opinion, I mean, what the hell do I know? I'm just some guy on YouTube. But I see these guys coming in really hot, and, especially for those who bring like a lot of Rose Knights, this is gonna really make people wonder, is it worth me kind of like trying to charge them, or am I really going to, not want to engage in them. There's going to be a point where you have to engage, and, you can't just run away and just, oh no, I'm not going to do this. But, at the end of the day, you know, it might be best for them to come at you. What people have to say. Sorry about that. I just kept on moving that. But yeah, so I think that these guys are going to make people a little bit more aggressive, which, most of the Renly players that I do know, they do play a little bit more conservatively, even though they have that healing mechanic. It's just they're not for the whatchamacallit aggressive play style. So now we got to put the finishing touches on the brown to make sure that they're so there's no whites white paint around, like you don't see the primer, which is one of the reasons why I don't like priming white, but because of contrasting, or because of the contrast paint line, I have to, which, honestly, to tell you the truth, in all honesty, this is just a personal preference of mine. It doesn't really matter. In a lot of ways, it's just easier that way to just do brown. And then shade through for something else. Again, these models are super textured. I'm not textured. Oh my god, what am I talking about? These models are super detailed, and if you really want to, have at it, Hoss, just, go for it and paint however you want. These, I don't know if you can see right here, but these things right here, they're supposed to be white according to the box art. I kind of want to make them green because the cape is the hood is white. I might just use some Celestia Grey and then put some Ceremite White, because white is a real pain to paint, as folks who paint a lot know. Think yellow is one of the hardest colors, but white is also one of the hardest colors, and that's kind of like the thing that I do to make my whites look a little bit more brilliant. And I just mean bright, not amazing, for those who are, for any of my fans that are from across the pond. It's just something to think about. Next, we're going to use Leadblecher, if I can find it. Okay, here you go. We're going to use some Leadblecher paint. Let me get my handy dandy palette over here. Woo! And yeah, no, Leadblecher is my go-to for if I have to choose a GW paint that isn't contrast. I would definitely say Leadblecher is my favorite. Mostly because of the fact that Leadblecher just goes on so smooth, and it's got a good color. We're gonna try to get all the edges. And like I said, the Baratheon box set, man, holy moly, like what a great box. They really outdid themselves, and that is Simon. Like they really outdid themselves. Here's the shoulder pads. Um, if you can see, there's some pieces that there's still some colors that need to go on. We're gonna work on that right now, or in a little bit when I'm done. I just really want to just show you how it's done first, and then I'll finish it off camera because I don't want to, keep you guys here too long. I like to use the Wyldwood contrast, or contrast Wyldwood, because for leather, because it's such a dark brown that I feel like it fits perfectly for the leather aesthetics. But you could also use the Gilliman's shade or flesh, because that could also work for folks if for leather, because some leathers can be tanned a little bit lighter. And if you get some of the paint on the ground or on the base in the don't freak out. We're gonna put some cool basing paints on there, so that should save us a little bit of embarrassment. But yeah, no, this model is actually coming out much better than I thought it was going to be, in keeping with the universe's way of having an amazing sense of humor, to say the least. Okay, let me just paint that out. Okay. Now for the pants, I think we're gonna just paint them black. Sorry about that. Yep, we're just gonna paint them black, because then it has the added effect of just having us not have to worry about the underneath of the model. Again, I'm a pretty lazy painter sometimes. I just really want people to have their models on the field. I'm more worried about the paint on the field, which can be a problem sometimes. So now let's try to touch up some of the areas that I missed, because we're almost done here. And here's the completed work. So I put some shade on the hood and on the things to make sure that it looks more like he's a battle-hardened soldier. And so battle-hardened soldiers usually don't stay clean. Thank you for joining me, and remember to like, share, and subscribe. Bye.